Hey everybody, it's Michael Steele, host of the Michael Steele Podcast. Each week I have a discussion about the key political and cultural issues of our day, joined by America's leading activists, experts, and academics for a conversation that transcends political boundaries. So join me each week as we work through real solutions, have honest conversation, and just keep it fresh. Listen to the Michael Steele Podcast in the Spreaker Podcast Player app, where you can also comment on individual episodes. New episodes available every week on the Spreaker Podcast Player app.
Well, that was quite a week, wasn't it? My goodness. For very serious reasons and for reasons of hilarity on a number of fronts. Obviously, the attempted assassination of a former president of the United States is not a joking matter. That's horrific. And we don't want anybody to be killed. At least I don't want anybody to be killed. It's not a good thing. Now, I'm perfectly happy to, put Trump behind bars. I'm perfectly happy to have him sent to whatever the modern equivalent of St. Helena or Devil's Island is. But I don't want anybody killed. I don't want anybody hurt. That's not a good thing. That being said, for those of you who have watched the Republican National Convention this week, and I haven't been able to. I mean, I caught a glimpse here and there on televisions, not my own. I think I was at the gym and I saw a couple of bits and pieces here and there. I have made no conscious effort to watch any part of the Republican National Convention. In fact, it has members of my family who are trying to watch Big Brother have found that their feed of that was delayed as a result of the broadcast of the Republican National Convention. And frankly, I think that Big Brother is altogether more important than anything new that we will see at the Republican National Convention. But at the Republican National Convention, okay, so Trump got nicked in the ear by someone who was trying to kill him. And if you saw any of it, you might know that a new prop appears to have gained steam there. Ear bandages. Because Trump has an ear bandage out. It's a very prominent ear bandage. We don't have his medical record, so we don't really know how extensive the injury was. But the bandaging is very extensive. It's very prominently visual, let us say. I don't think they had to use as much gauze or bandaging as they used. Look, I'm happy to be corrected once I see the medical records. I'm very happy to be corrected. But I get that had the look of a stage bandage to me. But ear bandages, not just on Donald Trump, were present at the Republican National Committee. MAGA world is no stranger to Donald Trump-themed merchandise. Whether it's Trump-themed shoes, more on that later, or a new campaign T-shirt featuring his new running mate's name. J.D. Vance, yes, I know. But photos emerged of Trump supporters wearing bandages over their ears. Oh, God. You see, someone who's trying to make a joke is always looking under dire circumstances for an opening which will make a bit of humor socially acceptable. And to me, this is it. Trump supporters wearing bandages over their ears in what appears to be in solidarity, a show of solidarity, with Trump's own bandage he wore during his RNC appearances. Trump wore the bandage after an assassination attempt left the MAGA leader bloodied at a Saturday rally. Now, the convention has faced questions over its vendors this week. A vendor was giving away a Daniel Defense branded AR-15 rifle days after the assassination attempt. The military-style weapon is the same type of rifle used in the Butler, Pennsylvania shooting. So I don't think that their concerns are in the right place. If you really want to stop shooting, if you want to stop shootings of this kind, get rid of the way that you do a shooting, which is the gun. Nobody but the military needs assault rifles like this. And we're dealing with the consequences of it. They could have been, we've already dealt with so many deadly school shootings. And we could have had a former president be killed. Can we please get rid of those things? Also, can we get rid of the Trump shoes? Can we please get rid of the Trump shoes? For gosh sakes. Because there's a new innovation with regard to the Trump shoes. A company is now selling $299 sneakers showing an image of Donald Trump. You guessed it. You know what image I'm talking about. With streaks of blood on his cheek and pumping his fist in the air after he was the target of an assassination attempt in Pennsylvania. The white high tops are being sold as fight, fight, fight high tops for $299. What a ripoff. On a website that sells Trump-branded shoes and that is run by CIC Ventures, LLC, a company that Trump reported owning in his 2023 financial disclosure. So Donald Trump is selling shoes with a picture of him with blood on his face, pumping his fist in the air. Fight, fight, fight high tops. The company says the new shoes are limited edition with only 5,000 pairs. Are there 5,000 people who want to buy those shoes? I guess there must be. There will be only 5,000 pairs available and estimated to ship in September or October. And will anybody really be paying attention to that at that point? I don't think so. It also says 10 pairs will be randomly autographed. Like a golden ticket. Like in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And then if you get one of the golden tickets autographed by Trump, one of the golden shoes, you get to smell his smelly footlocker. These limited edition high tops featuring Trump's iconic image with fist raised honor his unwavering determination and bravery, it says. With only 5,000 pairs available, each one is a true collector's item. Show your support and patriotic pride with patriotic pride. Trump shoes. With these exclusive sneakers capturing a defining moment in history. CIC. Show your patriotic pride with your shoes, ladies and gentlemen. CIC Ventures is the same company that debuted Never Surrender high tops, shiny gold sneakers with an American flag on the back for $399. So they've reduced the price. These are supposedly iconic, capturing a moment in history. They're limited edition, but they're $100 less than the Never Surrender high tops. Yeah, I think they've reached the limit of their market here. The sale is another sign that the former president's allies, and given the fact that he owns it, the former president himself, intend to capitalize on how Trump reacted after the shooting in Butler, Pennsylvania. On Monday, Trump got a hero's welcome at the Republican National Convention opening night, appearing visibly emotional with a bandage over his right ear. That's right. Big stage bandage. As musician Lee Greenwood sang "God Bless the USA." Of course he did. Because it's Trump's RNC. And by the way, I will just mention that Trump gave a long-ass speech at the Republican National Convention. They talked like back in the day. Do you remember back in the day? It was 1988. At the Democratic National Convention, the man who would be president, Bill Clinton, in introducing that year's nominee, Michael Dukakis, gave a very long speech. And he was applauded, as he said, in conclusion. And this speech was longer than that. Trump's speech was longer than that. It was 90 minutes, I think. You know, it still may be going on. I think Trump's. Let's check it. Is Trump's speech still going on?
Wrong. What's happening? What is it? He said there's only one way you're going to solve it. You got to bring President Trump back to the United States because he kept everything.
Yeah, it's still going on. Trump's speech is still going on. People were falling asleep. I mean, there are pictures of people nodding, eyes closing in the audience. We'll check back from time to time and see whether Trump is still speaking. But there's some other issues that I want to get to. All this kerfuffle, the assassination attempt, the Republican National Convention, the world's longest speech, have all sort of taken the spotlight off the fact that Joe Biden is not doing so well. His polls are crashing ever since he had that horrific debate performance. And again, it's not just a horrific debate performance. It is indicative of the fact that he does not possess the requisite mental acuity at this point in time to be the nominee of the Democratic Party for President of the United States in 2024, in a year where we are desperately trying to avert a dictatorship and prevent Donald Trump from being dictator of the United States of America, which is something that he has said he has wanted to do. It's taken the spotlight off of that, and we should not take the spotlight off of that because we want a country. We want a democracy. And Joe, look, you're not my favorite guy in the world. I've never made any pretense of that. But it's time for you to go. It's important so that the Democrats can win. Kamala Harris isn't my first pick either. But she can win. She can defeat Donald Trump. And we're going to get into the latest state of development on that front. What are people saying about his thought process? What's the latest gaffe that he's made, the latest proof that his mental acuity is not there? And we'll be back in a moment to go through some of that. I'm Beowulf Rockland. This is Facepalm America, facepalmamerica.com, and you can reach us anytime or message us anytime at 202-656-6271. We shall return. Greetings, Facepalm America listener. Thanks so much for listening today. But did you know you could be getting even more serious news and comment? And some of the just plain silly variety too? Once you finish listening here, go to @FacepalmUSA on Twitter and download still more Facepalm America content. That's @FacepalmUSA on Twitter. Don't lapse into despondency. Save our democracy. @FacepalmUSA.
The John Fugelsang podcast is now available 6 times a week with me, John Fugelsang. I've been murdered on CSI, picketed by Westboro Baptist Church, and hosts Tell Me Everything on SiriusXM Progress 127. You will hear authors, politicians, actors, filmmakers, rappers, rock stars, journalists, activists, unhinged callers, and way too many comedians. They all have a place on the John Fugelsang podcast, and so do you. The John Fugelsang podcast, fair and biased. Find it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you listen to pods.